Hey, you know what's really funny about people in Congress? While their own constituents and American citizens are starving throughout the country and can't even survive on one job, they say we run shit, and they don't see a problem with having what's it called? Petty cash, $30,000 a week or $100,000 a week for their employees who work for them, the congressmen and women. However, none of them are employees. They're all public servants. They've forgotten there are servants, are public servants. And while we starve and can barely get by throughout the United States and are being drugged by the streets and the doctors, they're taking $30,000 to $100,000 a week for petty cash for their office servants, their employees. And they also turn women out and men out here in Congress. I watched them with the fucking intern here in the Rayburn building down the hill right there. About 2 weeks ago, 10 men in suits and one little old gray-haired man had a most beautiful 20-something-year-old young lady, maybe 20, 21. Looked like she just moved to D.C. Maybe she's on a college internship. And he was trying to figure out who she could jerk off every day in the office. And that's what the Daughters of the Eastern Star and the Freemasons do. So these women who have their good careers, it's because they're jerking off the men or sucking their dicks at work. And then basically, now the women, instead of correcting the bad behavior, they've jumped on board as well. Congress thinks it's fun to do what Bill Clinton did to Monica Lewinsky in the White House. And then you got Reverend Priest Bowen from Shiloh who works in the White House. And guess what he does? He turns out his male interns. But you know what he said? He said in church, it's okay because they're men, not women. How does that grab you? Now, of course, we have to remember, in the United States, there's no such thing as God, although it says in God we trust on the money. There's no such thing as magic or telepathy or clairvoyance or clairvoyance or any of these things. In fact, you're crazy if you believe in what the rest of the world believes in. Of course, now the rest of the world was going by a normal celestial calendar represented by what? The woman fertility cycle. The moon goes around the earth in 28 days. A woman's fertility cycle is 28 days. Every time it does it 13 times, the earth goes around the sun one time. It's mechanics of the universe, celestial mechanics. It doesn't change. What did change is the United States creating some fucked up calendar with 12 months, 30 days, 31 days, 28 days, and every 4 years, 29 days. And that's why we're out of sync. That's why everyone's out of sync with everything in the United States. That's why this whole place tried to do a reset with coronavirus, but the U.S. government paid the governments that wouldn't go along, including Kenya. The Kenyan government took $8 billion from Colonel Sanders and Uncle Sam and the Daughters of the Eastern Star and the Freemasons to make that U.S. dollar go that much further to set up the new crown of the world. Right? Crown, corona, crown. Except for, guess what? You can't keep doing it. And I'm just hoping there's enough soldiers and police that are sick of the white man's way. And we can stop it. And like NoFX said, don't call me white. It's one of the few things that almost got me extra time when I was in Fairfax Adult Detention Center those couple times when the other inmates called me a white boy. That almost had me killing some people in the jail. So don't call me fucking white. And if you do, I'll yell in your fucking face. But it's okay to call some people white. They don't bother it with them. And if they're not evil, they just don't know that being white's evil or bad. And really the whole white and black thing, that was a creation too. Because guess what? Nobody's white and nobody's black. Blah. Anyways, and you did see police walking by while I'm sitting here, because I'm not a criminal. Most of the people in Congress are the criminals. They're getting a fucking rude awakening too. Like telling the whole country that a fucking plane flew into a helicopter here, that's one of the biggest fucking lies in the world. This whole signal thing is about that. Putting them on blast. You know, Elon Musk from South Africa, I met him and his sister when they visited Reston when we were in high school. I think it was 9th grade or 10th grade. They came as exchange students for a few months to South Lakes High School in Reston. So Elon Musk doesn't run shit neither. He's a puppet for them, just like Donald Trump. But a puppet for what? These thespians, the fourth branch of, George Clooney said it yesterday on social media. They're the fourth branch of the U.S. government. Congress, White House, Supreme Court, and the Shakespeare Theater up here on the hill behind the Library of Congress and the Supreme Court. Well, I guess they forgot about the other branches of the government. The military, Air Force, Coast Guard, Navy, Marine Corps, and what about the police? What about how we use the American medical system for justice now rather than actual justice? And what about the food industry that poisons us? How about the doctors that keep rescheduling everyone's appointments and giving them unlimited access to prescription drugs that are resold on the street under various names that fucking destroy people's lives? Anything else other than, hey, there's Than Vizdos from South Lakes High School. I go by Nathaniel or Nate now because Than means death. And that was a good plan by the Christian Scientologists and the Freemasons to put that in there. Let's make him called Death. And that's because they've been trapping on me since before I was born. I'm a stolen orphan baby, and there's so many of them here. Science babies made from sperm and eggs and borrowed wombs. Paid for and bought. This country sucks. And instead of fighting it, most of the black people around here in D.C. are just trying to get their peace. They don't even fucking care that Black Lives Matter Plaza was destroyed. They don't. They did it. They're also the ones who changed the fucking name. Since D.C.'s a chocolate city, they say, and they run this shit. Well, you ran it into the ground, you fucking morons. And we're going to stop all the evil people. And guess what? We're taking over the planet. And guess who's starting it? Doc Martin skinheads worldwide. Yes, but I'm not wearing my Docs right now, but that just means I won't Herbert Moonstomp anybody if they try and knife me or get at me at the bus, like I had to defend myself 3 times on the bus today. Because there's so many children who think they're gangsters, but they're not. They're just on drugs and told what to do by a bunch of old people who are really no more dangerous than anybody else, except for they've been taught how to thug and mean mug by the parents and grandparents of Reston, Virginia. Hey, this is my garden in Chawanda. Cannabis just became legal in Chawanda due to the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. I heard they're doing a lot to save the slaves from the oil fields in the United Arab Emirates. But here in Chawanda, we just got our cannabis rights. And that's really why I moved back to Washington, D.C. from Chawanda. First, we had to get our flag rights, and we had to get our flag set up so we could be in a calendar of coronaviruses when we reset the lines for the whole world and did tiered pricing on the internet and had a bunch of children learn how to thug on people and learn to speak in accents, not just their parents and their grandparents at the cool colleges who fake to be lawyers, but they really are lawyers here too. And I've returned to Washington D.C. to get cannabis rights for all the people, not just the people of Chawanda, but for the whole world. And I keep things under 45 seconds because I'm not a bastard liar. I'm gonna take the bullet train from Chawanda over to the war front to get some footage there, and I'll be right back to DC because I have to urinate at a cup for a Louisiana judge next week because I was stealing pelicans over in Pelican Bay, and there's some lawyers involved. We're doing a pelican briefing on Tuesday, and we're gonna meet at Kennedy Center's house called Ken in Bunkport, Maine, and then we're gonna probably have tea in my garden here in Chawanda because I can time travel and teleport and also speak telepathically. But the nice thing is that by next year, As many people in Shawanda as who want to grow weed will be able to, and I can grow weed right here in the front yard of my house in Shawanda. And I don't speak Shawandan, I don't speak Slovak, I don't speak Ukraini or Ruski. I'm not even in the war and the conflict because I don't believe in warfare. I don't believe in fighting either. I believe you just go with the flow and let the artists get the money. Except for I don't really like most artists because they're liars. But it's more than just they're liars. They're usually sex freaks and drug addicts. I don't even like cigarettes, honestly. And I don't like actors, especially Shakespeare actors who shake their spear and go ooga booga to the public and learn to mean mug and hard on people and be tough. Also, people go, I can be hardcore, and they try to learn our habits and go to shows and get paid to learn how to be hardcore. Well, if I was a United States citizen, I wouldn't stand for it. I'm so happy, though, that I'm a resident full-time since birth of Shawanda. Like I said, we're kind of near Lithuania, Croatia, Slovakia, right next to Ukraine. And actually that whole port and that water that they're trying to steal with Rasputin, you know, the enemy of Rastafari. Give me a break. Rastafari is real. Rasputin is a bear killer. And I'm a vegan from Shawandan, so I'll be happy to smoke my weed, make some chocolate chip cookies, and I think I'm going to stop being vegan. I think I'm going to have to fucking start eating animals again, because when I start smoking weed, once I grow my own weed here in Shawanda, I'm going to eat animals. Don't worry, I'm not a cannibal, though. Not like them homeless people who they feed. Them poor homeless people, they feed them drugs in their water, in their food, and people in their food. I heard about that. Because from Shawanda, we don't do science in Shawanda. We do real education and healing. And I'm revealing the secrets of the Shawandans, but I don't want to fight with anybody from Rastafari. I love you. I represent for y'all. And I'm not with Rasputin. I'm with Rastafari. All right, all love from Shawanda, Nathaniel Shelhays Vizdos, also known as Than Vizdos. And yes, I do have international diplomatic immunity with my blast card. It's not even a passport, it's called a blast card. It's for teleport. Peace.
You know, I don't know if you heard, but they actually built an island now next to Staten Island that has high rises on it. I'm here next to the Statue of Liberty in Washington, D.C. on the ferry, and the water's not too choppy today. I have to get back down to D.C. to pee in a cup for the judge. I was just over on Capitol Hill this morning smoking some herb in front of my house because I'm a trillionaire, and I have a private house right there where I can view the Capitol Dome and make my art and pray and think about how I'm going to change the world. But I took the bullet train up to New York just a minute ago, and it's pretty cool. And then I'm on the ferry now just because I want to get some footage of this, that they put in an island now next to the Statue of Liberty. I'm going to take the bullet train back to D.C. after I have some food in Tammany Hall, go outside and look at the Statue of Liberty, ring the bell. And then after that, I'm going to go, I'll probably have some food at Gina's. Then I'm going to eat Pat's and Gino's because I'm a trillionaire. And then I'm going to take my bullet train back to D.C. and pee in a cup by 4 o'clock, you see. Anyways, I'm glad I could see the Statue of Liberty. And they changed it. You know, it was a refix of the Statue of Liberty. It was coronavirus time they fixed it. They took her crown off, and she's holding the torch of success and Olympic freedom in her hat. Is gone, which was the crown of the coronavirus. And now she's holding the Liberty statue fire with 2 hands, bright for all the world to see. Anyways, I'm here reporting from the ferry, Staten Island ferry, or the one to New Jersey. You know, my Uncle Ray was a coal miner. Well, he wasn't, but people in my family were. Uncle Ray went to heaven, though. So when I changed the Bible recently, I put Reuel, Reuel, right next to Hassan. It was right around the same time that I threw in that King Aziz verse in the Quran. Anyways, I'll hit you later once I get back to your place, because I don't know anybody, but my wives want me to get some food when I get back with them. We have to go begging for food, because we can't let anyone know we're trillionaires. And we're not just billionaires or trillionaires, we're multi-trillionaires. And it's not their money, it's all my money, because I was born a billionaire. And don't listen to the fucking rappers or any of these people that say I'm a gorillionaire, because I'm not. I don't even have a skateboard anymore. I can barely even keep my feet good, my sea legs. Anyways, I'm reporting live from the Staten Island Statue of Ferry. Goodbye.